You're such an asshole.
Continue on at Luxury Asshole Consulting, which just means I showered first and went to the gym this morning first and put on this ridiculous outfit for reasons you'll see later. A regular client writes, new video request. Reviews. Please provide a quote for a video response. It seems to me that some of the worst movies, books, and restaurants get very good reviews and become very popular, while many amazing books and movies and other things are often not even noticed, let alone promoted or get any glory whatsoever. I can name half a dozen mediocre restaurants in my city that always have a line out the door, not because they are good, but because the sheep like to stand in line behind other sheep. The same applies to YouTube. Tons of useless videos get millions of views, while many great videos get way fewer views. For instance, some of your videos are downright epic, but they will never get more than a fraction of the views that some teenage girl who's shaking her ass in front of a camera would get. Well, there's biological reasons for that. And trust you me, I've thought about just going that route along the same lines of tell people lies. Another vice is sex. I mean, that's just, because there's an inherent built-in demand in men for that. And the most fascinating TED Talk will never get the views than most hip-hop videos get. This begs the question, how much, or rather how little, should we trust Yelp, various popularity rankings, etc.? And how much, or how little, rather, does the popularity of something tell us about its quality and utility? All right, now this was a deeper question than I thought. I was like, oh, it's just this. And I'm like, no, it's not just that. It's also, well, it's kind of this and it's kind of that. So I took notes. So, all right, what we are dealing with is what is popular versus what is excellent, right? And you have to understand, you wonder why I have contempt for normal people and conformists. You have to understand that the vast majority of the human population, in part because of tribalism and their safety in numbers, they put conformity above excellence, right? So what is popular, what is heralded as excellent, is not excellent in its craft or its quality or its workmanship or its creativity. It's excellent because the vast majority of people like it. And what you have to understand is that if you are popular, if you are part of the masses, if the masses like it, you are not a genius, you're not smart, you're not unique, you're not individualistic, you are common, you're a conformist. But above all that, you're not experimental. And that's the key thing right there. If it's popular, if everybody likes it, if you like it, you're not experimental. You don't try different things. And this isn't to say that you have to be smart to be experimental or curious, but you have to be smart you have to be somewhat smart to be curious and experimental in your life. You have to try different things, right? So if you are average, you're just going to conform to what society tells you in terms of intelligence. If you are easily programmable, you'll go watch the dumb show that media, you'll go watch the Oscars, you'll go see the latest movies, you'll go look at, oh, there's a girl tweaking her ass in front of me, again, biological reasons set aside, or you'll watch the latest hip-hop video. You have to really be curious, like, why do women like taller men? Why do men feel this compunction to fight? And then you got to go seek out something like a Jordan Peterson or a Cycle I or a TED Talk or something like that. But if you are average, you're within one standard deviation of the Bell distribution. You're 68, 70% of the population, or lower. You got to consider the dumb people on the left. They'll follow. They'll be sheep. They lack the intelligence to ask questions and then to try and experiment with different things. Then to truly seek out what is excellent, what is unique, what is different. And again, this is not kiss Cappy's audience week's ass. This is tell you the goddamn truth, right? If you're on this channel, you're not normal. Again, you're on the right side of the Bell distribution curve. You probably have an IQ above 120. You're probably curious. That's why you're here. You didn't search this, to land at this page because you wanted to go look at hip hop videos. So you already are putting forth effort into finding things that are unique, the spice that adds to your life. You're sick and tired of going to Crapplebee's. Oh, there's a good wing. I guess the game's on. Oh, look at all the screens. I went to this bar. I don't know if you guys got it in your time. I think it's a Minnesota thing. It's called Champs. The food was all right, but we got a coupon. I'm for coupons. Well, hell, 10 free dollars. Why not 10? It's $10. Pick it up. Let's go. And it's just screens of sports all over. I mean, and that right there is, is average, and it's painful. But anyway, so getting back to your question, when you get to Yelp, what Yelp is, or any of these online reviews, or lines, let's talk about lines. Let me diverge from my little script I had here. How nothing else in life do you have going on in your life that you stand in a line? Like, when me and the GF go out, we'll go out and we like to do brunch. Who doesn't? There's a line. I'm like, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. I have more important fucking shit in my life to do than stand on a fucking line behind these fat white people who moo. Like, how late is she? Well, let me go in. Let me find out. I'm like, you can see how long the line is. It's at least an hour. It's an hour 15. They say they can give us this little thing. No! We are too valuable of people to sit in here with the fucking cattle. Moo! Sitting there like, I mean, how nothing else do you have going on in your life that you will take one of those little vibrating coasters and, oh, okay, is it our turn? And then you get it every time, the handful of times I'm like, all right, we'll sit here for the 30 minutes. It's shit. Well, it's not shit, but it wasn't worth an hour of our cumulative time. Now you think about what a testament that says to popularity, how people will stand in line to get into a football game, or wait an hour and a half to get a fucking brunch, or they have so little, they value their own lives so little, their own time, they have so nothing else going on that they will stand in fucking line to get a goddamn omelet. So when they review, you got to realize the source. These are very, very average people. These are people who do not leave the house much. They go home, they watch a fucking Game of Thrones, they are paying off their fucking student loans, they got a car loan. These are not interesting, exciting people that are going to have interesting, exciting opinions. And the fuck if they're ever going to find anything out of excellence in life that's excellence. The fuck if they'll sniff out excellence in life. Did you see the Kevin James show again? Did you see a Raven model? So, people who watch TV, yeah, I don't want their opinion. So anyway, that's their little, like, they commute, they stay on that same road, they never go on. Another great example, I've talked about this before, but the Holodazzle, fireworks in Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis, whenever they have it. That traffic is worse, even though there's nowhere near as many people coming into town to watch the fireworks, say 4th of July, in the downtown Minneapolis area, than rush hour. You want to know why? Because the sheep are programmed to take their route. They know exactly where they're going, and they take their route. But now you throw in fireworks. You're going to downtown, but you ain't going to where you normally go downtown. And holy fuck, it's like traffic jams 3 times the worse than rush hour. Because they don't know. They've never gone. They don't go to the city. Matt Atham, look this up. Look at the 494, 694, Cigar bypass. All the white people come in from outside the Union. Sometimes they come from St. Louis Park because they're hipsters. They're just so intelligent. And then they go into town and they get lost because they don't go to the city. They know they're one route, but then if they come to town for like an event or the football game or somewhere, they don't go to their fucking cubicle chattel slave farm. Then they just get all fucked up in the traffic. So and you can see it, like, and I did some research here. So Applebee's. Why is Applebee's way more popular than that good Greasy Spoon dive bar, Well, because Applebee's is conformist. Because it's advertised. Because people like it's right there in the Bell Distribution. It's numbers, not excellence. Clothes. If you didn't learn this in middle school, now things had changed since then, but man, the 80s and the 90s, you want to talk about sheep. I remember, even the black community nowadays, you guys are focusing over what? Well, you're killing people for fucking shoes. You want to talk about, you got to get those shoes, the Jordan Airflight 360s, whatever the hell they're called this year. But that not to slam on the black community, but man, I remember you had to have Cavaricci jeans, you had to have Nike high tops. If you didn't, you get in fucking fights, right? Don't tell me those people are searching excellence. They're just looking for a brand fucking name. And then I looked this up because it's close to my heart. I was kind of curious, how much does Jim Beam sell versus Glenlivet, or as my voice recorder likes to call it, Glenlivet? Now I admit Glenlivet is a Scotch and it costs a little bit more, so there's a price difference there. Jim Beam, 4,509 liter, 4.5 million, 4.5 million 9-liter cases were sold last year. Glenlivet, 1.5 million. There's nothing wrong with Jim Beam. It's an all right bourbon. Nothing wrong with it. But it's not, it's your standard bourbon. Who drinks it? Tina? I'm going to put it in my screwdriver at my god party. Later on that night, I can't find a man. Glenlivet, you got to try scotches. You got to go out, and Glenlivet is like the next step. That's like kind of a basic, nothing wrong with it, very, very nice scotch. But that's like, oh, this is a nice scotch. Your first nice scotch, Glenfiddich, Glenlivet. I'm not that big of a scotch drinker, but I know because I've tried it. Lefroy 10. That's the fucking shit you want. You want Lefroy 10. You want a really good peaty scotch, get Lefroy 10. Anyway, how many of these teeny boppers and party dude bros with the hat on backwards slamming Jim Beams and Cokes or Jack and Cokes, do you think they ever leave the sports bar and go to a cigar lounge and say, what goes well, what pairs well, not to sound like a snooty elitist, what pairs well with a good Connecticut wrapped cigar? Oh, Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, Laughlin, well, there's a ton of them out there. Lefroy, though. Guys, if you haven't had Lefroy 10, go get some. Be prepared. In any case, we could even go to the obscure Lefroy 10, which is my favorite scotch. How many people have you even heard of it? Right. How did I hear about it? I tried. I experimented. I went out. I left fucking Champs. I left fucking Applebee's. I left the fucking sports bar. And I said, I want to try different shit. So when you look at reviews on Yelp or the internet, or you see lines, that is not measuring excellence. It is measuring popularity and conformity. Right? It is measuring averageness. Sometimes it is measuring a fad, a bullshit, you guys remember the cold shoulders? Some girls still wear it. Beforehand, it was the maxi dress. Oh, you want to talk about women and popularity? Oh my God, talk about conformance. There's a thing called the cold shoulder. You won't recognize it if you're a guy because you don't pay attention to this ultimately irrelevant bullshit. But these girls, there was a thing, my girlfriend pushed, she says, you see that? I'm like, why are the shoulders missing? That's the new thing, that's the cold shoulder. I'm like, what's the fucking point? Nothing, it's just they cut out the shoulder. I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? Are they hot? No, it's just, ooh, look, piece of shoulder. It's like, ooh, look, piece of ankle or Amish, So, why? It has no functional purpose. It doesn't look sexy. It's not fashionable. It's just the thing people do. Right? So, again, popularity is not excellence. Go look up your former high school cheerleader, captain of the cheerleading team. You'll see what I'm talking about. That is not excellence. It is conformity. It is commonness. It is average upon average upon average. Right? So, then the question to you, if you happen to be on this channel and smarter than the average bear, and to my clients specifically, how do you find excellence? Well, you got to seek it out. Right? And it's just like anything else, it's experimentation. God almighty, got to put a gun to my father's head to get him to try sushi. Like, Dad, you might like this. Dad! And he's a smart guy, too. Smarter than me. But I was like, Dad, will you fucking try? Raw fish! All right. But experimentation. Right? You try different scotches, you try different cigars, you try different national parks, you try different vacations, you try different parts of the country, you try different TV shows. You expand, you sample, and you'd be amazed what you find. It's almost adventuring. I mean, and I've taught, I don't know if you guys remember the movie Up, but the saying was, adventure is out there. You have no fucking idea how true that is. I have always found something when I go out adventuring. Always. It's out there. If you're willing to walk 10 miles that way and then 10 miles that way, may have a buddy pick you up because you don't want to walk 20 back, you're going to find something in a national park. Heck, you go out in the middle of a field, you'll find something. But you got to go out into that field. Now, if you stay on the road and just look, at the national park and take your pictures, you're not going to find anything. You'll see a nice moose, maybe we'll walk by, oh, there's a mountain. But if you walk into it, you'll find a hot spring, you'll find a fossil, you'll find a bear, maybe not in a great mood. You'll find other hikers have great conversation. I had a great conversation on top of Black Mountain in Las Vegas, Nevada, south of Henderson. Look it up, Athens. Here's this 24-year-old kid. He's doing the van life. He's driving across. He's been all over the country. I'm talking to this kid. I'm like amazed. I'm like, God damn it, kid. You figured this shit out at almost half the age that I did. And, you know, kind of like, no, you're on the right path. You don't need, I'd like to tell you something, but you're doing great right now. So you got to go out and you have to experiment in life. And here's the other thing. There is no objective standard to excellence. And by now you're talking taste and preferences. You may try Lafroy 10 and absolutely hate it. It's too peaty for you. All right, fine. You guys may go to, with my default standard, the Rumplemints, and absolutely hate it. It's too minty for you. You guys might say, oh, I'm going to go out to Canyonlands National Park. You don't like Moab. It's too hot for you. All right, these are things that Aaron likes. Whatever you might like might be different. So the point is, what's popular or what's highly ranked or what is excellence, that doesn't matter. Now it's taste and preferences in your life. But if you do want to find excellence, what you have to do is you're going to have to ask around of people's opinion you respect. And sometimes you're just going to have to poke around on your own without any guidance. But perfect example is, 10 years ago, spent my first summer in South Dakota. Now, we were in Hot Springs, South Dakota. And 10 years ago, even today, the internet's a little... Ugh. So there was no, like, let's go on the internet, look shit up. Even if you did, there's nothing going on in Hot Springs that's posted on the internet because it's a very old town, a lot of old people, and they didn't know how to use the internet, and social media isn't a thing out there, or was it? So how did you do it? You had to go and ask around. You had to do it old school. You had to do Peter Gunn style. You had to be a gumshoe. So you go to the American Legion. Hey, what's going on? Anything going on? Oh, there's a dance over in Buffalo Gap. Really? Oh, okay. And then like, there's a dance out there, an old hootenanny, and everyone knew about it because they were analog, I guess. It was pre-digital. Everyone knew that's where you go, Buffalo Gap. Every second Saturday, I think it is, there's a barn dance. And it's somewhat well attended. It's a good time. All right. There's a poker game in Pringle. Oh, okay. Well, you go there. Sure enough, everybody shows up and they lose their money to Aaron. Oh yeah, there's this going on at this place. Oh, the VFW has karaoke. You're not going to find, you have to ask around. So when you go to the locals, one of the best places to go is the local bar. Not Applebee's, not Champs, not a sports bar. You go to the small bar where the locals go. All right, it's not advertised. Hey, what's it to do in town? Like, if you want to go figure out what's going on in South Minneapolis, well, okay, you can go on the internet now and find out. But you go to Matt's Bar, all right? It's the dive bars where the Juicy Lucy presumably is, and you ask the bartender. Bartenders, oh, great libraries of information. What's going on in this town? All right? VFW, gal behind them. What's going on in this town? Right? Now that's like in small little towns that you can go ahead and ask, right? But you gotta seek out local experts. You know, you want to learn more about. I guess on the internet you can just search everything on YouTube. You'll find it. But keep in mind, I know maybe you lament or rue the fact a well-endowed teenage girl shaking her ass in front of the camera, exposing cleavage, is going to get more hits than, say, my video on why nobody's retiring at 65. Even though that video has infinitely more benefit to society than some girl twerking her ass in front of a camera. But that's just how it is. And keep in mind that this is what gives intelligent people an advantage over the normies and conformies and inferiors. We're smarter. It's unique. That's what keeps something unique and excellent and rare, or at least different, is that you don't have the masses pouring over. You said, oh, I like Lafroy 10 too. I like Lafroy 10 too. I was listening to an NPR Money Planet thing, and somebody took Jägermeister, some booze guy, and Jägermeister was it was not a popular drink. It was just old farts, German old farts who drank it. Well, then this guy grabbed it, started marketing it to the college kids, and now the college kids, oh, Jägermeister. Well, now, even though it hasn't changed, Jägermeister still tastes like Jägermeister, and I'm sure people who still enjoy it. But whatever cool eccentricity that came from drinking Jägermeister is long gone. That's what the college kids drink. Rumpleman, same thing. For a while, it was popular with the kids. Kids like, dude, drink Rumplemans. I've never seen an old man do it. Like, old man, huh? Yeah, thanks, kid. Yeah, I'll drink. You want to do shot for shot? Let's go. So, whereas, yeah, you may say, well, why is this not popular? Why is it this sought after? Why? Well, what if it was? What would be intelligent anymore? What would be unique? What would have taste? What would have character? How would we be able to identify? Cowboy Bebop's a perfect example. You can tell someone right off the bat is smarter than the average bear, or at least more interesting. Watch Cowboy Bebop? Yeah, fucking okay, we can talk. But if everybody watched it, everybody watches the Oscars, everybody drank Jim Beam, then what would happen? Nothing to do, oh yeah, man. Same thing kind of happened with the nerd group, is where everyone claimed to be a geek. You know, geek was becoming popular. You can see now geek, now you gotta weed them out. Are you really a geek? Are you really a geek? Are you just a Spurg and an Autisticon? A Spurgautobot and an Autisticon. That's what I'm calling them now. And you're just trying to be popular with, you know, and you don't really produce anything of value. What was it? Zoe Quinn and her depression quest? Look that up. You're not a geek. You're just a loser. That's all it is. So what has value is typically rare and not sought after. And since the number one thing is people and conversation with people, you don't want this stuff getting out. Did you see that TED Talk on that very interesting thing? Yeah, I did. Now you know. Signal, that person. Dude, you want to go do Jack and Cokes? Well, guess how great your conversation with that person is going to be. So, all right, that's it. You guys got questions? The Captain's Got Answers, assholeconsulting.com. Get my book, Curse of the High IQ, very germane and relevant to this topic of conversation. You can find my other books at amazon.com. If you would like to give me money for no apparent reason other than you got nothing else to do with your money, you can donate to my Patreon account, patreon.com/Aaron Clary. The Clary Podcast, you can find that on soundcloud.com, and my blog, captaincapitalism.blogspot.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.